Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering the hidden value of Lincoln wheat pennies, coins that might look ordinary but can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. From rare dates to striking errors, some of these pennies are true treasures hiding in plain sight. If you think a 1-cent coin can't be valuable, think again. Let's find out which wheat pennies are turning heads in the collector world. First up, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny is a notable piece within the historic Lincoln cent series, which spans from 1909 to 1958 for the wheat reverse design. Minted during a significant period of global conflict and national effort, the 1944 penny emerged at a time when the United States was deeply engaged in World War II. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which played an essential role in the country's coin production during the war years. The Denver Mint was known for its high standards of output and reliability, and in 1944 it contributed a substantial number of coins to circulation, helping to meet the economic demands of wartime America. The obverse of the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny features the classic and enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has become iconic in American coinage, portraying the 16th president in a dignified profile facing right. Surrounding Lincoln are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" along the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1944 followed by the mint mark D to the right. This layout remained consistent throughout the wheat penny series, and its simplicity and respect for Lincoln's legacy made it a staple in American pockets for decades. The coin in question is described as used, which means it has passed through the hands of many individuals over the years and shows signs of wear and circulation. On the reverse side of the coin is the wheat ears design, also created by Brenner. This side features two stylized stalks of wheat arching along the left and right edges, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the reverse is the motto E Pluribus Unum, reflecting the nation's unity despite its diversity. This design, simple yet elegant, remained in use until it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. During its 50-year run, the wheat reverse symbolized the agricultural strength and unity of the United States, especially during challenging times such as the Great Depression and the Second World War. The year 1944 was particularly notable in the production of Lincoln cents. Due to the wartime needs for metals like copper and tin, the composition of the Lincoln cent changed briefly in 1943 when steel was used. However, public dissatisfaction with the steel cents led to a return to a copper-based composition in 1944. These post-steel cents were often made using recycled ammunition shell casings from the war, making the 1944 penny not just a circulating coin but a small relic of wartime resourcefulness and adaptation. While the metal returned to the pre-1943 composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the origin of the materials added a unique layer of history to the coins minted during that year, with over 430 million of these coins minted in Denver alone. The 1944 penny is not considered rare. However, its historical context and the role it played in the daily economic life of Americans during the war make it valuable to collectors and historians. Coins from this year saw wide use, and a used example like the one described likely shows signs of wear such as smoothing of the details, slight discoloration, or minor scratches and nicks acquired over time. These physical characteristics, while reducing the coin's grade in numismatic terms, do not diminish its historical interest or significance. The used condition of the 1944 penny means that its design elements may not be as sharp or crisp as those found on uncirculated specimens. Lincoln's cheek and jawline may appear flatter, the lettering may have softened edges, and the wheat stalks on the reverse could be less defined. Despite these signs of circulation, the coin still serves as a valuable piece for collectors who appreciate coins with visible history. Many collectors seek such coins not for their monetary value, but for the story they tell and the hands they may have passed through during pivotal moments in history. This particular coin is also of interest to those who study die varieties and minting anomalies. While the 1940 for D penny does not have as famous an error as the 1955 double die or the 1920 to no D, there are still minor die breaks, repunched mint marks, and variations in strike quality that can be found among the mintage. For example, some 1940 for D pennies may exhibit doubled letters or digits, slight shifts in mint mark positioning, or irregularities caused by overused dies. These subtleties attract the attention of dedicated numismatists and variety collectors who examine Lincoln cents under magnification to identify such traits. Beyond numismatics, this coin holds cultural significance. It circulated during a time when Americans were contributing to the war effort through rationing, war bond purchases, and participation in industry and military service. The 1940 for D penny may have been used to buy a newspaper reporting on battles in Europe or the Pacific, or it may have been dropped into a payphone to call a loved one serving overseas. It might have been part of a child's allowance, saved in a coin purse, or tucked into a pocket during long days of factory work. Its presence in everyday life gave it a role in sustaining the nation's economy and morale. The historical value of the 1940 for D Lincoln wheat penny is also enhanced by its connection to American patriotism and resilience. Coins from this era carry more than monetary function. They reflect the spirit and struggles of the people who used them. They are artifacts of a time when small actions and daily purchases were part of a larger national cause. In this way, even a common used coin becomes a link to the past and a silent witness to the determination of a generation. Next up we have the 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny coin is an important part of the long-running and historically significant Lincoln cent series. This series began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and continued with the wheat reverse design until 1958. The 1956 D issue marks one of the final years of the wheat penny design before the change to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin bears the D mint mark to the right of the date on the obverse side. The Denver Mint was known for producing a high number of Lincoln cents during the 1950s, and in 1956 it struck more than 1 billion wheat pennies. While the coin is common in terms of mintage numbers, it holds interest for collectors due to its place in the final years of the wheat design and its reflection of the coinage practices of mid-century America. On the obverse of the 1956 D Lincoln penny, one finds the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner and has become one of the most recognized images in American numismatics. The design features Lincoln facing to the right with the inscription "In God We Trust" along the upper rim. To the left of the portrait is the word liberty, and to the right is the year 1956 followed by the mint mark D. This configuration remained consistent throughout the wheat penny years and is one of the most iconic in the history of United States coinage. The bust of Lincoln on this coin, though small in size, conveys a quiet dignity and has been used on the cent for more than a century. The reverse side of the coin features the traditional wheat ears design, which gives the coin its popular name. The design includes two stylized stalks of wheat on the left and right sides curving upward and framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these words appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. This reverse design symbolizes agricultural prosperity and the strength of the American economy rooted in its agrarian history. The simplicity and symmetry of the wheat ears design made it an enduring and beloved feature of American coins for nearly 50 years. The coin in question is described as being in good condition. In numismatic grading terms, good typically refers to a circulated coin that shows considerable wear but still retains enough detail to be identifiable. On a 1956 D penny in good condition, the major design elements, such as Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks on the reverse, are likely still visible, but may be worn smooth in areas. Lettering may be clear though not sharp, and the surface may show signs of wear from handling over time. Such coins are common among collectors and often serve as foundational pieces in Lincoln cent collections. While they may not carry significant monetary value in this condition, they offer educational and historical insights into American coinage and circulation patterns. The year 1956 was a time of relative prosperity and optimism in the United States. The country was in the midst of a post-war economic boom. Suburbs were expanding, technology was advancing, and American culture was being reshaped by music, television, and new consumer trends. The Lincoln penny, ever present in the pockets and purses of everyday citizens, played a role in the small transactions that fueled the American economy. A 1950 60 penny might have been used to buy candy at a corner store, placed into a parking meter, or saved in a child's piggy bank. Each coin tells a silent story of its journey through the decades, a witness to the daily lives of those who used it. For collectors, the 1950 60 penny offers an accessible and historically rich piece. It is often collected as part of a date and mint mark set, where enthusiasts aim to gather one example from each year and each mint. Due to its high mintage, the 1950 60 penny is relatively easy to find in circulation even today, though those in higher grades or in uncirculated condition are more sought after. The coin is also used as a reference point when studying variations in strike quality, planchet composition, and die wear during the final years of the Wheat penny series. Another area of interest for collectors and numismatists is the study of errors and varieties. While the 1950 60 penny is not widely known for major errors, minor varieties such as repunched mint marks or die cracks do exist and are cataloged by specialists. These subtle distinctions can turn a common coin into a more desirable collectible, especially when the variety is rare or features an interesting error. The study of such anomalies adds another dimension to collecting, encouraging close inspection and a deeper understanding of the minting process. From a metallurgical perspective, the 1950 60 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition had been standard for many years and would soon be altered in response to rising metal costs. The reddish-brown tone of a copper penny can change over time, developing into darker hues or gaining patina depending on environmental conditions. A coin stored in a dry area may retain its bright luster, while one exposed to moisture or air pollutants may develop spots, toning, or even corrosion. These surface changes, while often viewed as imperfections, also provide insight into the coin's journey and the conditions it has endured. The Lincoln Wheat penny remains a cornerstone of American coin collecting. Its long-run historical significance and iconic design make it a favorite for collectors at all levels. The 1950 60 example represents the tail end of the Wheat series and offers a glimpse into the minting trends and cultural backdrop of mid-20th century America. It is a coin that bridges past and present, connecting collectors to a time when pennies held more purchasing power and coinage was a vital part of daily life. In conclusion, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat penny coin in good condition is a common yet meaningful artifact of American history. Its design speaks to national pride and remembrance. Its wear tells of decades of use and exchange. Its mint mark places it within the broader story of United States coin production. For collectors, it offers a tangible link to the past and a valuable piece within one of the most popular coin series ever minted. Whether appreciated for its design, its history, or its role in American culture, the 1950 60 penny continues to hold a place of respect and curiosity in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1939 Lincoln Wheat penny coin is part of the long-running and widely collected Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 and featured the iconic wheat ears reverse until 1958. This particular coin, minted in Denver in 1939, represents a significant period in United States coinage and history. The Denver Mint, which is identified by the D mint mark usually found below the date on the obverse side of the coin, produced over 15 million of these coins during that year. However, you mentioned this coin is without a mint mark, which typically would indicate it was struck in Philadelphia. If the coin indeed has no mint mark, despite being labeled as a Denver issue, it may reflect either a mislabeling or a unique variety worth further examination. Regardless of this detail, a 1939 wheat penny in good condition offers insight into both its time period and its enduring role in American culture and commerce. The obverse side of the coin displays the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has become one of the most familiar and enduring portraits in American coinage, symbolizing leadership and resilience. Lincoln's bust faces right, with detailed facial features that are visible even on many circulated coins. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" to the left of the image, and the date 1939 to the right. If present, the demint mark would be located just below the date. However, if this specific coin lacks a mint mark, it was likely struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on 1-cent coins during that period. The reverse side of the 1939 Lincoln penny features the classic wheat ears design, also crafted by Victor David Brenner. This design showcases to stylized wheat stalks along the left and right edges of the coin, curving upward to enclose the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the reverse is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which translates to "out of many one." This motto emphasizes the unity of the states and is a consistent element of United States coinage. The wheat reverse was created to evoke a sense of growth and productivity and was a departure from the more classical designs that had dominated earlier coinage. It remained in use until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. A 1939 penny in good condition typically displays considerable wear from circulation. In numismatic terms, good condition indicates that the coin retains all of its major details, although the finer elements of the design may be worn or smoothed. Lincoln's facial features may be partially flattened, the lettering may be readable but not sharp, and the wheat stalks on the reverse may have lost much of their interior lines. Even with this wear, coins in good condition hold historical interest and are valued by collectors who seek to complete year and mint mark sets or who are drawn to the personal and cultural stories these coins represent. The year 1939 was a time of significant transition and uncertainty around the world. The global political landscape was shifting dramatically with the outbreak of the Second World War in Europe. Though the United States had not yet entered the conflict, the effects of war were already being felt. Domestically, the country was still recovering from the Great Depression, and economic reforms and public works programs were part of daily political life. The Lincoln cent, in this context, served not only as a unit of currency, but also as a silent participant in the daily lives of Americans. It passed from hand to hand, enabling small purchases, paying for public transportation, and perhaps resting in pockets as tokens of luck or savings. The coin's copper composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, gave it a warm reddish tone when newly minted. Over time, this surface color changes due to handling, oxidation, and exposure to environmental conditions. A 1939 penny in good condition may have a dull brown color, possible darkened areas, or patina that reflects its age and use. Some collectors appreciate these natural changes as evidence of the coin's journey, while others may attempt to clean or preserve their coins to maintain as much of the original appearance as possible. It is widely recommended, however, that coins not be cleaned, as improper cleaning can reduce their value and damage their surfaces. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors. Its long production run and the inclusion of mint marks, design changes, and even error coins make it an accessible and engaging series for collectors of all levels. The 1939 issue is one of the pre-war coins that are often sought after as part of full date and mint mark collections. While not rare in terms of mintage, a coin from this year still tells a story and represents a tangible piece of American history. Collectors often study varieties and minting anomalies when evaluating Lincoln. Since, in 1939, no major double die or repunched mint mark varieties were officially recognized for the Denver Mint issue, but close inspection of individual coins can reveal minor die cracks, planchet flaws, or other minting quirks. These elements add depth and challenge to the collecting process and encourage a closer look at what might otherwise seem like a common coin. In this case, the absence of a mint mark on a coin thought to be from the Denver Mint could warrant further investigation by a numismatic expert to verify its origin and assess its potential uniqueness. For many collectors, the Lincoln wheat penny is their first introduction to numismatics. These coins are often found in old jars, passed down through generations, or discovered in rolls from banks. The affordability of most wheat pennies, including those from 1939, makes them ideal for beginning collectors, while the opportunity to study varieties and build complete sets offers ongoing engagement for more experienced hobbyists. Even in worn condition, each Lincoln wheat penny serves as a small window into the past. The 1939 D Lincoln wheat penny, or one from that year without a mint mark, is more than just an old coin. It is a small piece of history representing the design artistry of the early 20th century, the economic struggles and resilience of the American people, and the everyday commerce that shaped the country's growth. Its enduring presence in collections across the world is a testament to its value not only in sense but in significance. Whether housed in a coin album, studied under magnification, or simply held in the palm of one's hand, the 1939 Lincoln penny connects us to a world that was very different yet somehow still familiar. Next up we have the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny coin without a mint mark is a fascinating artifact from mid-20th century American history. Minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark, this coin is part of the long-running Lincoln wheat penny series, which was first introduced in 1909. The series honors the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln and features his profile on the obverse side. This particular coin from 1957 came during a period of economic growth and post-war optimism in the United States. It circulated during a time when America was beginning to experience rapid technological development and cultural change. Although this coin shows signs of age with some visible dust on its surface, it still holds substantial historical and numismatic value. The obverse design of the coin, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, presents a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The details of his face, hair, and suit collar are generally clear but may show some softening in definition due to circulation. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that had already become a standard part of American coinage by the mid-20th century. To the left of the portrait is the word liberty, and to the right is the year of issue, 1957. The lack of a mint mark beneath the year tells us that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time did not include a mint mark. On its sense, the reverse of the 1957 wheat penny features two stylized wheat ears that curve upward from the bottom left and right edges, encircling the words 1 cent and United States of America. The top of the reverse includes the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. This design remained consistent from 1909 through 1958 and is highly recognizable among collectors. Though the coin has gathered some dust from years of circulation and storage, many of its design elements may still be visible. Coins that have experienced environmental exposure can sometimes develop a thin layer of dust or fine debris that adheres to the coin's surface, especially in the recesses of the lettering and design. While this does not drastically reduce the coin's historical significance, collectors generally prefer cleaner coins when possible. The composition of the 1957 penny includes 95% copper, with the remaining 5% made up of tin and zinc. This traditional bronze alloy gives the coin its classic reddish-brown color when freshly minted. Over time, oxidation and contact with the environment can cause the coin to darken, develop spots, or accumulate dust and grime, all of which contribute to its character. Some collectors enjoy these signs of aging as they reflect the journey of the coin through decades of use. This particular coin may have passed through countless hands and pockets, helped make small purchases, or perhaps sat forgotten in drawers, jars, or old piggy banks before being rediscovered. In terms of production, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in high numbers. Over 1 billion of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making them relatively common even today. However, their abundance does not diminish their importance, especially for collectors who are interested in completing date and mint mark sets or who are studying the historical context in which these coins were used. The Wheat penny series is one of the most collected coin types in American numismatics, partly because of its nostalgic value and partly because it provides an approachable entry point for beginning collectors. The 1950s were a time of dramatic change and growth in the United States. Families were moving to the suburbs, televisions were becoming commonplace, and the country was in the early stages of the Cold War. A coin like this one circulated in an America full of diners, drive-in, theaters, and department stores. Children could use a few cents to buy candy or ride the streetcar, and adults might have carried this coin in their wallets or purses to pay for gas or coffee. These small transactions added up to form the rhythm of daily life in mid-century America, though. Worn and slightly dusty, this coin still performs its role as a historical object, carrying with it traces of the lives it touched. For numismatists and casual collectors alike, coins like the 1957 Wheat penny are more than just metal tokens. They represent the economic systems, cultural norms, and personal experiences of the past. Holding such a coin is like holding a tiny time capsule, one that opens a window into the everyday reality of a different era. Its presence invites curiosity about who might have spent it, where it has traveled, and what kind of stories are tied to its long circulation. Even in its circulated and slightly dusty condition, this coin has educational value. It offers opportunities to study metallurgy, economics, and art, as well as to engage with the broader sweep of American history. Next up we have the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny coin without a mint mark is a classic piece of American coinage that offers insight into the economic and cultural backdrop of the post-war United States. This coin, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, is part of the beloved Lincoln Cents series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a strong and enduring portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has become one of the most recognized and respected in American numismatics. The absence of a mint mark on this coin clearly indicates its origin at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on 1-cent coins during this period. The year 1950 marked a time of transition and renewal in the United States. The nation had emerged from World War to just 5 years earlier and was beginning to assert itself as a global economic and political power. Domestically, families were growing, suburban communities were expanding, and the American consumer economy was booming. Amidst these sweeping changes, coins like the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny were in constant use. They changed hands at grocery stores, movie theaters, gas stations, and schools. They were placed in savings jars, piggy banks, and vending machines, quietly powering everyday transactions that collectively shaped the nation's post-war growth. This specific coin is noted to be in good condition, which typically means that most of its design elements are still clearly visible, though there may be signs of wear from circulation. On the obverse side, the portrait of Lincoln remains the central feature. Inscriptions such as the word Liberty to the left, the year 1950 to the right, and the motto "In God We Trust" above his head are generally still legible. These elements were carefully arranged to reflect the country's values and respect for its history and leadership. Even in good condition, the coin may show softening of the finer details around Lincoln's hair, jawline, and coat, which is expected from a coin that has passed through many hands over more than 70 years. Turning to the reverse side, the coin features two stylized wheat stalks flanking the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these is the motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. This reverse design, in use from 1909 to 1958, is one of the most iconic in the history of American coins. It not only emphasizes agricultural strength and unity, but also reflects the artistic choices that defined early 20th century numismatic design. The wheat ears are usually well defined in coins that are in higher grades, and in a coin described as good, they may be partially worn down, but still identifiable. In terms of its physical properties, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny is composed of a bronze alloy consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This composition gave the coin its distinctive reddish-brown color when newly minted, although over time and depending on how the coin was stored or handled, this hue may have darkened or developed patina. The presence of good color and minimal corrosion helps maintain the coin's desirability among collectors. Because of its composition, older Lincoln cents like this one tend to have a pleasant tactile feel and visual richness not found in the later copper-plated zinc cents introduced in 1908. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 272 million 1 cent coins in 1950, making this coin relatively common in terms of mintage. Nevertheless, every coin has its own unique journey. Each scratch, edge, nick, or slight discoloration may tell a part of that journey. A 1950 wheat penny might have been given as change at a diner, dropped and picked up on a city street, or used in countless small exchanges during an era when even a penny could purchase something of value. It is this everyday use, combined with the longevity of copper-based coins, that makes them such meaningful historical objects. Many Americans still recall seeing or spending these coins during their childhoods, and the emotional connection they provide is an important part of their continued appeal. Collectors today seek Lincoln wheat pennies for a variety of reasons. Some are interested in completing a full year and mint mark set from 1909 to 1958. Others enjoy the challenge of finding high-grade examples or coins with interesting toning or strike characteristics. The 1950 penny, although not rare, serves as a vital link in these collections. It represents a stable and productive era in American history, and owning one is like holding a fragment of that time. The affordability and availability of this coin in decent condition make it a great option for beginning collectors and those looking to expand their historical collection. Beyond collecting, coins like this one are valuable in educational contexts. Teachers often use old coins to help students explore history, economics, and even art. A coin such as the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny can prompt discussions about the cost of living in the 1950s, the significance of Abraham Lincoln's legacy, or the artistic elements of early 20th century coin design. For younger generations who have grown up with different currency systems, touching and examining such a coin offers a tangible connection to a bygone era. It helps build awareness of how much things have changed over time and how certain objects remain constant in our daily lives. As we examine this coin in detail, we can appreciate the craftsmanship that went into its creation. Victor David Brenner's design was the first real departure from allegorical figures like liberty in favor of a real historical figure on circulating U.S. coins. His initials, which can sometimes be found at the bottom of Lincoln's shoulder, on early issues, were originally controversial but later reinstated in a more modest form. The simplicity and strength of Brenner's design have helped make the Lincoln cent the longest-running coin design in American history. Though the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not considered a rare or high-value coin, its worth is far greater than its face value in terms of historical and cultural significance. Its good condition allows it to serve as a representative example of mid-century coinage. Whether included in a personal collection, used as an educational tool, or simply admired for its endurance through time, this coin remains a meaningful piece of America's numismatic story.